Our next Community Day Classic is going to be Totodile, the big jaw Pokemon. This little gator is going to be all over your map on the 22nd from 2 to 5 p.m. local time. We're going to run through the details, the bonuses, a few tips to really help you guys maximize this day. But right at the end, we're going to discuss why you don't want to miss this day specifically. Yeah, we can do the thing now. Just before we begin, we're in the middle of the Deep Depths event right now. If you guys want to check that out, please check it out up here. And we're even going to leave it as an end screen for you guys. A very helpful video, and it's going to really help you guys maximize the event. But let's kick off with our featured Community Day Pokemon, Totodile. Totodile is a water-type Pokemon originally coming from Generation 2 in the Johto region. Totodile can evolve into Croconaw using 25 candy and finally into Feraligatr using 100 candy. It's important to mention that before 7 p.m. on that day, if you evolve Croconaw into Feraligatr, it's going to know its legacy move, Hydro Cannon. This move is very worth it, and we're going to tell you why at the end. Let's move into those bonuses now. It's going to be quarter egg hatch distance for all trainers. Lure modules activated during the event will last for 3 hours, and the same goes for incense. That is also going to last for 3 hours, but that does not include the daily incense. And we can also take 5 snapshots to get photobombed 5 times from Totodile, which of course can be shiny. And speaking of the shiny, remember that the shiny rate on these calm days is always going to be 1 in 25. And just have a look at that shiny Totodile, especially going into that Feraligatr. A stunning shiny. As always, trainers can complete field research tasks, which is going to reward you with a Totodile encounter. That 100% IV is going to be 485, so keep that in the back of your minds. And along with Totodile encounters, we can get some Stardust, some Great Balls, and some Ultra Balls too. Speaking of research, as always, there's going to be a special Community Day themed ticket for a total cost of $2, which is going to get you extra encounters with Totodile, a premium battle pass, a rare XL candy, and 3 encounters with Totodile with a special background very similar to what it was for Fuecoco. And something that they introduced this year is that for the following 7 days after every Community Day, there's going to be a special background Community Day research, which we have 7 days to complete. And again, more encounters with that special background. Pokestop showcases will be returning again. Remember to enter your Totodile as well as the Feraligatr if they are featured into the showcases. And the reason why you want to enter those is to really work on that platinum medal for the showcases too. The in-game store is going to present us with a Community Day box for 1,350 coins, where we can get 50 Ultra Balls, 5 Super Incubators, 1 Elite Charge TM, as well as 5 Lucky Eggs. Now we move on to our top tips, and the first one always going to be about candy gains. How do I get as much Totodile candy as well as XL candy on this day? Well, we say it every video, and it's so effective, and I'm so glad they introduced this to the game. I want you guys to Mega Evolve a level 3 water-type Pokemon. For example, you could use something like a Primal Kyogre, Mega Blastoise, Mega Slowbro, Mega Gyarados, as well as Mega Swampert. Up until this point, and we're going to explain why in just a little bit, getting candy for Totodile as well as that XL candy didn't really seem that relevant. But things have changed in the last few months in Pokemon Go, as well as what could be coming in the future. So really try and hone in. You really want to get as much XL candy as possible, because who knows, if you get that hundo, it could be an incredible opportunity for what we're about to speak about. Tip number 2 actually has to do with that quarter egg hatch distance. We would really recommend going in with 12 kilometer eggs, incubate all of them, hopefully in super incubators, which is only going to require you to walk 3 kilometers to hatch those eggs. But once those eggs have hatched, I want you guys to go to your friends list, and I want you to open gifts from your friends so you can fill up your bag with 7 kilometer eggs. You're going to be like, Mikey, why would I do that? Again, remember, we're in the middle of that Deep Depths event, and just have a look at that egg pool. There's only 4 Pokemon hatching from that egg pool, of which 2 of them is that Galarian Corsola, which is a very rare Pokemon and a really good ghost type attacker. But more than that, we can get the debut Pokemon Nickit, and it would be an amazing opportunity to try and get candy as well as the hundo from that. So keep that in mind. Because again, those 7 kilometer eggs are going to hatch so quickly, you're going to only walk, I think, less than 2 kilometers to hatch them, which is great. And just to put the cherry on top of that as well, remember that the Clauncher coming from that 7 kilometer egg pool has a shiny boost, which means it's not the easiest Pokemon to get because it doesn't really spawn that often, especially in recent times in Pokemon Go. So you even have an extra shiny boost in those 7 kilometer eggs. Guys, don't sleep on this, and they've placed this in there on purpose. But again, the main question arrives. Is this Totodile Community Day Classic even worth playing? Is Feraligatr even good in 2025? Well, let's have a look at Feraligatr's stats. It has a max CP of 3230, which is pretty impressive, an attack value of 205, defense of 188, and stamina of 198. So off the bat, not great, but I quite like that max CP. And no surprises here that in terms of DPS, in other words, damage per second, the best move combination you could use on this is going to be the water gun and hydro combination. So let's see how that translates in PvP as well as a raid attacker. Right, let's start in the Go Battle League. Guys, Feraligatr in the last 2 seasons received a huge update, which really buffed everything it did in the Go Battle League. And let's just run through these rankings right now. Guys, if we look in the Great League right now, Feraligatr currently takes the 10th spot with a Shadow Claw, Hydro Cannon, and Ice Beam combination. And in its Shadow form, it's ranked 11th, which is incredible, but it doesn't stop there. In the Ultra League, the Shadow form takes the 6th spot with the exact same move combination, and the regular is taking the 21st spot. I can stop there, guys. That is huge. And the fact that this Pokemon is going to be so accessible to so many different people, if you're not into Go Battle League, or if you're trying to get into Go Battle League, it's a great Pokemon to get in your team because it's so much more accessible now. And even in the Master League, it shines. In its XL form and its regular, it takes the 86th spot and even takes the 89th spot as a Shadow. So in the Go Battle League, an absolute truck of a Pokemon. Highly used, and I really would recommend going for this if you don't have a Feraligatr on your team. And it doesn't end there. If we look in the water type raid attacking category, the Shadow form currently takes the 10th spot with that Hydro Cannon, of course. But even as a budget counter, you can see that it takes the 20th spot in its regular form, which is so impressive. And especially for newer players, if you're looking for a water type on your team, please grab a few of these because it's going to be so easy to get the candy, and it's a really good budget Pokemon to use. So the fact that it shines in everything really just shows how good this Pokemon is from a utility point of view, and even facing things like Rocket Grunts or Giovanni, it could really help you as well. Finally, this is the most important thing, and I've mentioned it 3 or 4 times in this video of why this day is very important. Guys, in Pokemon Legends ZA, which is going to be releasing at the end of this year, it is rumored, don't take my head off, it is rumored, because we saw in the trailer, if I just give you an example right now, Chikorita, Totodile, and Tepig are going to be the starters of the Legends ZA game. If you have a look at this trailer, you can see for Chikorita, for example, if you look carefully in the trailer, you can see that it learns the move Disarming Voice, which it's never been able to learn before, which means that a lot of people are speculating one of 2 things, that these forms, and Totodile is one of them going into Feraligatr, that Feraligatr might have an alternate form, or it may have a mega evolution, which is massive and may take on something like a dark typing or even a dragon typing. Guys, if that is the case, that would be incredible. But again, it is just speculation, I want to say, like, I'm 98% sure, because Legends ZA is going to be based in the Kalos region, we may just see Mega Evolution come into play with this particular started Pokemon. That is huge, which is really why you want to get that hundo. Remember to take a look at that Deep Depths event. We've covered everything. And of course, we've got Mega Absol happening on Sunday. Guys, love you so much. Hit that like and subscribe button. We know you guys love that Raikou video. Appreciate the support. We're going to keep it rolling, keep it all out, and we'll check you on the next one, baby. Shh.